Let's go through a problem for the 225B reteach. So this says determine the following characteristics from the given equation, and we have our equation here. And it asks for these four things. And these are the same four characteristics are going to be asked every time. It's just going to be like a different order each time you're asked. So what I recommend is to choose which order you think is easiest and then go in that order every time, especially with like the intercepts. A lot of people, if they follow the same order every time, they get confused about which one is which. And so if you go in your own order every time, you don't make that same mistake. So I would recommend going in whatever's easiest for you. I'm going to show you what's easiest for me. The first thing that I always do is determine whether the line is increasing or decreasing. Because all I have to do is I have to look at my m, my slope. And if I write y equals mx plus b, I can see that my m is negative 2/3. And so if my slope is negative, my line is decreasing. Then I'll pop over to wherever the slope is, because those things go together. So the negative sign told me that it's decreasing. And then this whole thing, all of m, is the slope. So my slope is negative 2/3. Now I'll go to the y-intercept. So I'll skip the x-intercept. I always do that one last. The y-intercept is our b value. And the only thing that I really need to do with that is write it in a coordinate point. And so if our coordinate points are x comma y, and y is negative 9, then my y-intercept is 0, negative 9. So my x-intercept I always say for last because it takes a little bit of calculation to do that. And so for my x-intercept, I need to plug in 0 for y. When I plug in 0 for y, then I need to simplify and solve for x, so get x by itself. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. And then I'm going to either divide by negative 2/3 on both sides or multiply by the reciprocal. It's up to you. I'm going to just divide by negative 2/3. And so to do that in your calculator, you just put the fraction in parentheses. So negative 2/3 goes in parentheses there. And I get negative 13.5. And again, I need to write it as a point, just like this one, except this time x is negative 13.5. So my x-intercept is negative 13.5 comma 0. That's it. So you can use that as an example and then go through and do the practice problems below and check your work with the answer key.